Let me see. Well, hello, everyone. Let's get my music going. And for those who are joining me, and for the sake of what I have to say for Facebook, the music that I am now playing is, I don't own the rights to it. This is actually my son, Brian T. Wilson. These are his songs that you will hear playing in the background. Hi, Joe. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, that's my son. And this song is entitled Love Song. You can get it on any of the platforms where you buy your music. So, yay. It is 5:31. I guess I should go ahead and jump in since I start Midweek Motivation with Chris Wilson at 5:30 every Wednesday. Hello, let's see. I'm going to try to pronounce this right. Sharisa Gordon, hello. Thank you so much for watching. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, y'all. Again, y'all, turn this up a little bit. This is my son's song playing in the background. His name is Brian T. Wilson. On all of the outlets to which you can purchase music, he is known as BT, B.T. And this song is called Love Song. So again, we are running pilot shows on Midweek Motivation as we transition into the internet radio. That's going to be in September. Yay! Yes, we're going to transition from Midweek Motivation to internet radio in September. Yay! Our station will be the Majestic Christian Network, and it will be airing on the SIBN platform, where we plan to build a dynamic and diverse community of advertisers and talk shows and inspirational music, supporters, sponsors, and so forth and so on, the like, right? We're on the ground level of what is shaping up, to be a fantastic journey as we watch the Majestic Network, the Majestic Christian Network take shape. And I'm just so excited. Every day I wake up more and more excited about, this whole journey and ready to begin this leg of my journey. Hi, Rosetta. Thank you for watching. So, okay, so let's get cranking. Can you hear my music, Rosetta? Is it too loud? Is it not loud enough? Or is it perfect? In the background is playing Brian's song. And this one is entitled Love Song. Yeah. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and get cranking. God gave me this visual back in July that I've had to sit with. I've had to really sit with it because I really didn't understand the meaning, or the message. So I couldn't really share it with y'all, right? I couldn't share it right away. Anyway. And even now, I feel like I have a piece of it, but not the entire revelation of it. You don't hear the music? What? Let's turn it up a little bit. Okay. So yeah, I feel like even though now I feel that I have enough of this visual that God gave me that I can now share it with you, but I don't really feel like I have, received the entire revelation of it. But I do feel like I have enough that I can share what I have thus far. Can you hear that one, Rosetta? This song that's coming up? This one is called Surrender. And again, it's my son. This is his music. It's not mine. I don't own the rights to it. This is my son's music. And this one is called Surrender. And again, it's on all of your platforms where you buy your music. And this one is called Surrender by BT. Okay? So, okay, yeah. I got, about the visual that the Lord has showed me back in July. And the thing is, I got to share it with you. y'all, the way that I saw it, in order for it to make sense, in order for it, to have the impact that I believe it's supposed to have, I have to share it with you exactly how I saw it. It was a visual. And, I've come to appreciate the differences between a night vision and a dream, or day vision. I've come to appreciate the difference between all of these things. And so now we can add to my repertoire, or the equation for me, what I am now referring to as a visual, because it was purely about what I saw. There were no words spoken. It was all about what I saw. Okay, the first time was on July 3rd, and then he showed it to me again on August 1st. So this is another reason why I absolutely love to journal, because, I can't keep all this stuff and all these dates and stuff in my head. So I can go back through my journal and voila, there it is. The whole thing is I woke up and I journaled these things. So, but I wasn't exactly sure. Let me see. Rosetta says, yes, I hear it, but can't make out the words of the song. Okay, that's kind of okay. As long as you can, get the groove of it real lightly in the background is all I'm really looking for right now, right? Yeah, that's why I really love to journal. I wasn't exactly sure how, the Lord wanted me to release this visual, so I just needed to sit with the Lord for a while until He unveiled and unfolded it to me, and, I believe that we are there now, or at least in part. He has unfolded enough of it for me to share now. And when He reveals more, then, absolutely, I will certainly come back with what else I believe He has given to me. So I'm going to jump into the visual. Yeah, you just started journaling, Rose. I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. It's going to change your life. Journaling, and this is a side note, guys, journaling helps you to go back and, again, rehearse the things that the Lord has spoken to you. It also helps you to remember some of the promises that He's given to you. And one of the major things for me about journaling, it shows my level of progress. If I journal something and then next year I may think about, oh yeah, I journaled something about this last year. Let me go back and find that. And if I go back and find that and I'm still at the same place that I was last year about that particular situation, I know I have not grown. I know I need to change some things. I need to adjust some things. So yeah, journaling has really been my life thread, and it's not something that I just started doing. I've been doing this since I was at least 16 years old. So I have always written things down. I've always been able to go back and track what I was thinking, when I was thinking it, and why I was thinking it, and I can flush out my emotions and flush out some solutions, some strategies as I journal. So that's my piece on journaling. So I'm glad you're doing it, Rose. And I would love to hear about, your process and your journey as it goes further. Okay. So the next song, this song that's starting now by my son Brian, is entitled All That I Am. And that one he released about 30 days ago. So yeah, I like this one too. All right. So the July 3rd visual. It was, listen to this, guys. It was a visual of heaven. Right. There were people or angels there receiving assignments. I saw a holographic tablet being used to give instructions and strategies and solutions, blueprints. It was so much more than just the tablet, though. It was as if, thoughts were being projected into the air as instructions were being given, right? It was like when you take your tablet or your device and you just swipe and the words would just come up into the air. It was amazing. The information just pops into the air, and you could move things around, from that vantage point, and you could see it just like they're right there before you. It was amazing. Things being used there was so far advanced. It was otherworldly, naturally, right? The scene was like a starry night, yet it was bright with light, totally bright with light. Everything was being done at a super accelerated pace, just like woo, everything was just going so fast. But it would slow down in spurts so that I could see it, right? Things would come and it would stop so that I could see it. But it was moving real fast. And that was the entire visual. Let me stop real quick. Rosetta said, and the affirmations that come. Yeah, when you journal, absolutely. Affirmations come, but I write them down before losing them. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it is so beneficial as you're going through things, or as you hear things that are contrary to what you already know. And you got those affirmations written down. She says, I love his music. I never knew my nephew could sing like that. Yeah, he can. I didn't either. He actually did not like his voice for a long, long time and kept trying to find someone to sing his music for him. And as he continued to do his demos, it was like, your voice is the best voice for it. And other people outside of me, because I'm his mom, naturally I'm going to love it, right? But people outside of me were telling him, the demo music sounds good, so you should really, can't nobody really tell your story like you can tell it. No one can really sing your stuff the way that you can. So he started singing. So yeah, I'll let him know that you said that, Auntie. Okay. And so that was the first visual. And since then, since I got that first visual, and like I said, everything was moving real fast, but it would slow down just enough for me to see it, but then everything would speed back up again, right? And so since that first visual, there has been this heightened sense of urgency with me, an urgency and an expectation in the atmosphere. It was, not a feeling of being rushed, but a definite acceleration in the atmosphere. It's been amazing. While entering my my place of prayer, my place of worship with the Lord on August 1st, I was once again shown this heavenly visual. And again, I witnessed this great amount of activity taking place. And the speed with which things were being done was just totally amazing to me. Totally amazing. But this time I noticed that those who had received their assignments, were going about fulfilling their assignment with great joy. Great joy. Everybody looked 100% happy and fulfilled doing what they were doing. I tell y'all. Hi, Lakeisha. Oh, hey, girl. How are you? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. And Brenda, thank you so much for joining, ladies. I was just relaying to everybody about a visual that the Lord had given me. The first time he gave me this visual was July 1st. And then again on August 3rd, he began to give me this visual again, and it was a vision of heaven, and there was a lot of activity going on there, and it was moving real fast, But when he showed it to me on August 3rd, the thing that stood out to me was the fact that those who had received their assignment were going about doing their assignments with great joy. They were 100% happy and full of joy and fulfilled at doing what they have been assigned to do. So listen, if you don't get anything else out of whatever I say today, get this from that visual. That little piece right there will bless you, that God is giving you the assignment, not a assignment, not something to do. God is giving you the assignment that is going to bring you great joy and fulfillment, if he already has it. You may already have that assignment that's bringing you such life. And if that's the case, wonderful, because I feel like I'm there too, But if not, I want you guys to begin to expect it, to look for it, to watch for it, and But then please don't get caught up in trying to fulfill someone else's dream for your life. Don't get pulled into someone else's pursuits. Hi, Augusta. Thank you so much for joining. The Lord has the assignment specifically designated for you. Guess what? Waiting for you to come to the throne of God to receive it. Waiting for you to receive it. Job chapter 1 verse 6 says, Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. And Satan also came among them. And the Lord said to Satan, From where do you come? Chapter 2 verse 1 says, Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. And the Lord asked the exact same question. Now, side note, that to me almost implies that Satan doesn't come every time the sons of God come to present themselves. That's number one. It also implies that the sons of God come to present themselves before the Lord to report on what they have been doing and to receive their next assignment. That's the implication that those two verses give me. It says, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. Okay? I mean, that's what that says to me, right? So, that doesn't, that doesn't sound very, okay, so let me slow down, let me stop. That's what that scripture in Job, those two passages say to me, that there was a certain day, or any day, that the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. And I believe that we can do the exact same things because now we are the sons of God, right? But let me get back to my script here. But as I was thinking about those two passages in the book of Job, that the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, that reminded me of the visual that he had given me. Doesn't that sound very much like the visual that the Lord gave me? It does to me, What an encouragement for us today, that we can daily come and present ourselves before the Lord to receive our marching orders for the day, to receive our assignment, right? I absolutely love it. 1 John 3:2 tells us, beloved, now are we the sons of God. I absolutely love that. So every day when the sons of God come to present themselves before the Lord, we should desire to be among the number of those in God's presence presenting ourselves before him. And, this is a side note for all the preachers out there that are listening to this. You should be able to take that and run with it. That on a day, this day, yesterday, tomorrow, that the sons of God came to present themselves before God to receive their assignments. And we now, as 1 John 3:2 tells us, we are now the sons of God. So we should be presenting ourselves on a daily before God to get our assignment, to get our instructions, our marching orders for that day. Amen. Amen, Rose. So guys, we are listening to, in the background, my son Brian Wilson's music. This is Love Song that he's singing right now. This music does not belong to me. It belongs to my son Brian T. Wilson. Hi, Jackie Dix. How you doing? Thank you so much for joining. So guys, listen, I am truly fulfilled in the lane that I'm in right now and truly feel this is where I'm supposed to be. I have agreed with the Lord about who I am and what I am supposed to be doing right now. So, I am careful to not allow others to define me. Once we agree with God and who he says we are and what he says about us, and, to realize that you're not missing out on anything. Oh my goodness, what great joy and peace that there is right there. And yes, I do recognize that I don't have all, the whole full meaning of the visual of heaven that the Lord gave me. I don't have the full vision of it yet, the full understanding of it yet. So I will continue to sit with the Lord until his will is clear. I want to get all the revelation that he wants to unveil to me from this visual. I do know that, things are manifesting at a rapid pace right now. So, it should be to our benefit to daily present ourselves before the Lord to receive our assignment or receive, further clarity about the one, that we're already engaged in, the assignment we're already engaged in. Rosetta says, turn it up a little more. Really? You can't hear him? Girl, I don't want to feel like I'm screaming over top of the music. So those who are just joining, this is my son's music playing in the background. This music does not belong to me. I do not own the rights to this music. This is my son's music, Brian T. Wilson. And the name of this song is Love Song. I'll have to let you hear a little bit of it, Rose. Turn around to so maybe it'll pick up now. She said that's perfect. Excellent. Okay, so one of the thank you, Jackie. Yeah, he's out there on all of the platforms where you can buy music. You know, I get mine from the Apple Store. Is that right? iTunes. I get mine from iTunes. But yeah, he's out on Spotify and all of the other platforms where you can buy his music. I think he now has 4 songs out there. Most of I think 3 of the songs are under BT, B period, T period. I think he has 1 under B Will. So yeah, that's where his music is. I can't believe, out of all people, my husband is calling me right now, and he knows that I'm on Facebook Live. Let me just respond. All right, so for those who have just joined, we're talking about acceleration, and I was sharing a visual that the Lord had given me, and that visual was of heaven. And while I was seeing this visual, everything there was going at an accelerated pace, and then He would slow things down long enough for me to see it. Hi, Zippy, thank you for joining. Things would slow down long enough for me to see it, but then things would speed back up, and then I read from Job. Hi, Andy. Thank you, Andy, for joining. I read from Job about on a specific day, a certain day, that the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. And that reminded me of the visual, that on a certain day, that the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. And as 1 John tells us, we are now the sons of God. So on that day when the sons of God come to present themselves before the Lord, we should desire to be among the number, because we are sons of God now, right? We should desire to be of that number. And the visual that I saw of just how accelerated things were in heaven. So that's what we were talking about. So I'll pick up there. One of the prophetic voices that I gleaned from, her name is Lana Bowser, and y'all who follow me, y'all heard me use her name several times. In her weekly video, she spoke about how the Lord has been speaking to her through recurring dreams and confirming those dreams through His Word. And so she says that the Lord has been resounding this theme from heaven along with many others, but she believes that this is a word from God for many of us as we enter into this new era. We're going to see God do some amazing things that we could never have imagined, hoped, or dreamed. And again, that took me to the whole scene that I saw. And there were no voices. There was nothing being said in this visual. It was just a scene, which is why I call it a visual, because I believe that everything that I'm supposed to glean from it was something that I saw, things that I saw while I was there. And like I said, there was this holographic tablet, and you get that the holographic tablet, you swipe and the words would just come up into the air, and you can manipulate things, and instructions were being given. It was just totally amazing. And so Lama was saying that things are going to happen and that we never could have imagined. It's just amazing things that we could never have imagined, hoped for, or dreamed. And this is the season that we're in right now. And she says, I'm saying this all the time because that is exactly the truth. What God is saying now and reiterating right now is so super important that He'll say it again and again and again until we get it. And I tell y'all, to have this visual, once was super exciting to me, but to have it twice was just all the rage. It was all the rage for me. All the rage. And let me stop. Okay, is the music too loud? Can y'all hear me? Do it sound like I'm trying to compete with the music? Am I trying to overtalk the music? Let me know. Somebody post something and let me know how I'm sounding. What's going on here? But as it relates to, think God saying things over and over again until we get it. A few weeks ago, I posted a video entitled, "He'll Say It Again." You're good. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. I posted a video a couple of weeks ago entitled, He'll Say It Again. And in that video, I was telling y'all about a video that I posted last year, where I found myself saying the exact same thing a year later. that I was saying in a video almost the same time of year, last year. And let me tell you, the Lord drove that thing home to me that He will say it again and again and again until we get it, because it is just that important. It's just that important, that we come into agreement with what He says about us, and that we receive the assignment that we have been set aside for. Rosella said it's perfect. Okay, excellent. The music is perfect and y'all can still hear me. Wonderful. We're going to go forward. This song is entitled All That I Am. And again, he's on loop. So y'all will hear, it's 4 songs in here. Y'all keep hearing them the whole time I'm talking. The one that I did a year ago and the one that I did a couple of weeks ago, almost verbatim. It really blew my mind. So I, I recommend that y'all go back and see if you can find that video. When I did the one telling y'all about it, I was in private mode, so no one saw it but me. But I did take it out of private, so you can find it on my I don't know, the Facebook lingo. It's on my wall, in my thread, on my page. It's out there, so go check it out. And it's entitled He'll Say It Again, right? Because the things that He is saying is so important that He'll repeat it over and over and over again. And that was why when I had the visual the second time, I thought, wow, there's really something you want me to see, as I've seen this thing twice now. So I'm still sitting with it, and I'm still gleaning from it. I'm still hoping and praying, for more revelation about it as I go forward. And, it's great. So again, I'm telling y'all, I really just, I really do believe that the information in that video that I did a couple of weeks ago is worth your hearing. So go back on my timeline. It was July 17th. It was midweek motivation, and it is entitled He'll Say It Again. So at any rate, Lama goes on to say that this is a season of rapid movement, rapid momentum, rapid acceleration. And God is demonstrating His power in ways that we could never have imagined. So of course, when I watched her video, I was once again reminded of the visual of the activity in heaven and how those receiving the assignments are busy about carrying out their assignment. And not only busy, but they were immensely happy about doing their assignment. Smiling, just immensely happy. And, just to be able to sit with the Lord and let that rest upon me, that visual, as He continues to make it clear and unfold more of it. I so do appreciate that. I'm telling y'all, if I get more about it, I'll be back out to share it with you guys. So I also have a greater appreciation now, as people are coming in and out of my life, or coming back into my life, that I am able to have them in such a posture, have them in such a place in my life that I'm not holding on to them as though they're mine, because guess what? They're not. They belong to God. They belong to God just like I do. And so as they receive their assignment, I have to have a ready heart to release them. I have to be able to release them, to let them go, and to be happy for them, and to be immensely joyful, with them about them fulfilling their assignment that the Lord has given them. Because I want them to be just as happy about the assignments that I believe He's given to me. The fine line, is not to take up someone else's assignment. And that's always something that we really have to keep before the Lord as we are engaging with our friends and, our relatives and, those that are in our life. We have to be very, very particular and very, very careful not to, take up their assignment and try to run with it. In those cases, I have to pray for mercy, because those are not our assignments. Sometimes we don't wait long enough to hear and to receive our very own assignment. And that can be dangerous if we try to pick up somebody else's, thing, pick up somebody else's ministry and run with that. When that's not what God has called and told us to do. And so it was quite encouraging for me. Again, quite encouraging for me when I got to service on Sunday and my pastor preached from Exodus 3 about Moses turning aside to see this great sight. And what greater sight to see than for me to be given a visual of heaven. Right? What great sight. Moses had turned aside to see this great sight. Why? The burning bush was not consumed. So when the Lord saw that Moses turned aside, God called to him from the midst of the burning bush and said, Moses, Moses. And so what I want to daily present, I want to daily present before the Lord. I want to come before him and before his presence, especially now that I've gotten that, God has gotten my attention with this great sight. This great sight. I want to hear him call my name. And I want to be positioned to receive my daily assignment. How about you? Isn't that awesome? To be able to... Are the lights blinking? Oh my goodness. We did have a storm coming through here earlier. And so, as I turn my attention now, to those of us who have received our assignment from the Lord, I just want to encourage each of us, to take those assignments and move out on them with joy, with great joy. Some of us may not, have received your typical run-of-the-mill assignment, and that may cause us to think that, it's not from God. It may cause us to think that. Let me encourage you to look past what you think you know and step into the freshness of this new season. Step into the freshness of this new season. Move out on them. Move out on those assignments with happiness and with smiles on your face, because you know that you've heard from God. And listen, he is fueling a passion within you. And as he has given you your assignment and have sent you out to do it. Okay? Rosetta says I lost power for a minute there. Okay, so yeah, we do have a storm that may be coming back through here because it rained ferociously a couple of hours ago. So yeah. We need to, I really want to encourage us not to box ourselves in, and don't try to box God in as it relates to, my lights are flashing, as it relates to to the assignment that he's giving us, because it's not simply because it may not be something that we are accustomed to. It may not be something that we are accustomed to. So one of the fallacies in Christendom is that, you're not in ministry unless you're doing, unless what you're doing is in the church. And I want to dispel that myth right now, because being in ministry will take you outside of the four walls of the church building and put you out into society. It will put you out onto the streets. It will put you, in various groups. It will put you around the people who need what it is that you have. It will put you in front of the people, that God has assigned to receive that message from you. What God has so graciously given to you to give to the world. It will put you out on Facebook Live. That, is ministry. And, it's not within the four walls of the church, right? So I strongly encourage everyone, because, listen, there are only so many positions in any given local church. There are only so many things that people can do in any particular church. And not to mention that those giftings are, sometimes only being used once a week. Sometimes maybe once a quarter. It depends on the rotation. And it depends on how many people are doing that thing that you're doing. How many people are there? How many people are assigned to do the exact same thing that you are doing? So listen, the world is huge. It's huge. There are a lot of people in this world, right? And it has room for all of us to be doing that thing that God has called and created and crafted us to do. And so with the encouragement today, listen, the whole world has just opened up to you. I want to let that marinate. The whole world has been opened, has just opened up to you. God has just opened the entire world to you. So go minister, go teach, go sing, go prophesy, go heal, go encourage. Whatever it is that he has assigned you to do during any given day when you have come before his presence to receive your assignment for that day. He has opened the entire world to you to go and to do that thing that he has called and crafted you to do. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that just simply awesome? Simply awesome. I love it. I love it. Rosella said that, yeah, Rose, the power really is going in and out over here. I don't know exactly what's going on because the sun is shining outside my window, so I don't know what's going on. So, We're going to keep going as long as we have power. So now, while in that, while that statement that I just made about the world being open to you, while that is marinating and resting upon you, let's put that in proper perspective though. Because does that mean that you don't need the church? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That means that you need the church even the more as your filling station, where you come back and get filled again after having spent all of who you are out there in the community ministering. You come back to your local church, your local assembly. Hopefully we're going to stay on this, guys. My internet is asking me to join now. So hopefully I'm still live, and hopefully we're still going. But anyway, yes, we do need our local assembly. We need to come back after we've spent ourselves out in the community ministering. We need to come back to get fresh revelation. We need to come back to get filled again with the anointing, to sit under, good preaching and good teaching. We need to come back for those things. We need to come back once again, to have the awareness of what God has called us to do, to be reaffirmed again. We need to get revived and rejuvenated again. And just the strength and the encouragement and the sense of unity and fellowship, guys, that we receive when we are a part of a local body of believers. That stuff is important. When we attend a local church, everybody needs that. Everybody needs that. Let me just say, everyone who is doing something for God needs that. Let's put it that way. Everyone who is doing something for God, doing something at God's request. We need to be able to come back to our local church, our local fellowship, to sit and hear a message from our pastor, to hear a message from our first lady. Wrap our arms around the mothers of the church. We need that. We need that sense of community. We need that engagement, to feel the warm and sometimes even therapeutic hugs of that one specific sister in the fellowship. My goodness. Sometimes you feel like you just had a massage when this particular sister gets through hugging you. But it felt so great, to hear the praise and worship and the ministry that they bring. We need that. We need that. So in my encouragement, today, it is, not to receive your assignment and basically go start a church around it, but be about fulfilling it right where you are. Listen, God calls you to deliver a message, to deliver your message that He gives to you, and then come back home. That does not negate the fact that you are a part of the local fellowship. And I think that, that's where a lot of us get it twisted. And that's where I believe that's why we have like a strip mall that's got 6 or 7 churches right beside each other. Because somewhere something was missed. And that's just how I see it. That's how I see it. So let me check some of these comments. Yeah. Yes, the lights are still flashing. We are to spend God's patience wisely and do His calling as sons of God. Amen. Thank you, Rose. The vision is on time. So, as I see it, the callings and the giftings of God, it makes no sense if you feel like your ministry. Let me just give an example. If you feel like your ministry is to sow, it just doesn't make sense to me to go and start a church around a bunch of people who loves to sow. That's not what that's all about. No, you love to sow. So, you sow for the people in the whoever God lays it on your heart to be a blessing to. You sit under your pastor. You stay at your local church. It doesn't become a church of its own, right? Right? I know I oversimplified that, but that's just how I see it. You don't have to get up and leave your particular fellowship. You don't have to move. You don't have to go out and do any of that, because you have been given an assignment that's not according to the specific those things that we have become accustomed to being a part of the ministry. Hi, Lawrence. Thank you for joining. So, my husband so profoundly preached about this the second Sunday in July, and he was talking about, if you plant your seed in the ground, you have to let it stay there long enough to grow. Let it stay there long enough to grow. Don't, once you see your seed begin to sprout, don't go and pluck it up and run and plant it in another ground. No, you would never really receive any fruit from that. Let your seed stay in the ground. Let it grow. Let the sprout come up and become full grown. Full grown. So yeah, get your assignment, receive your assignment from the Lord, and be happy and glad about ministering in your assignment right where you are. Because listen, guys, the speed, back to my visual, the speed and the rate at which assignments are beginning to be given now has accelerated. So the question is, can God trust you? If you're not getting an assignment, is it because God can't trust you to take your assignment and stay put and work your assignment right where you are? Make sure he can trust you to do just that.